Just so you know what the process is at the moment, because it's barbaric, inhumane and degrading. What's happening is individuals are turning up at the Home Office, Croydon or elsewhere around the country to do their normal monthly report, which they do. And then a number of them are simply being detained. Without warning, without any form of advice, they're being detained. It's causing immense distress to people. And then after being detained, it's almost inevitable then they'll be transferred to a detention centre. I have 2 detention centres in my constituency, Farmersworth and Colebrook. The regimes in those detention centres are fairly brutal as well. We've had suicides, self-harm, mental breakdowns, and people in many cases never ever recover from that experience. That's what will happen, and then these poor people will be dragged onto a plane. We don't know when that will happen, but it's going to be soon. The government won't advise, they won't publish that they've got a plane lined up, but they will eventually. And then they'll be dragged onto the plane, no matter what their condition, taken to Rwanda, which we know from actually a report by this government only 3 years ago is classified as unsafe, unable to protect people's human rights, and they'll be left there. I think it's one of the most brutal policies. I've been in Parliament for nearly 30 years now. It's one of the most brutal policies I've ever witnessed. And it's been done with a sort of grotesque level of determination, not about the issue itself. This is an election stunt. What the Tories are trying to prove is how brutal they can be. It's almost a competition about how brutal each one of them can be with regard to asylum seekers. Asylum seekers are the scapegoats of these Tories in this election campaign. And they're trying to win votes off the back of human suffering. I think it's shameful, to be honest. And it's also shameful in a country which only, 80 years ago was at the centre of the founding of the International Human Rights Conventions and Refugee Convention. So what do we do about it? Well, we take direct action wherever we can to prevent detentions. We take direct action to try and prevent these people being loaded onto planes. We seek to give them every support we possibly can. But above all else, we try and end this policy. And one way of ending this policy, I believe, is getting rid of this appalling government as rapidly as possibly can. And I just want to echo what we've said at time after time in these campaigns. Refugees are welcome here. They're welcome here. We're human beings together. Let's express our solidarity throughout all our different movements in this coming period with those asylum seekers that are being detained, and offer them what comfort and succour we can as one human being to another. Solidarity.
Thank you, John.